So, since you've been doing this for a long time, how do you keep things fresh and up to date?
in terms of like my
Um,
martial
yeah,
arts
the
or
training or like, yeah, like bringing it
yeah.
into like, I know that with filming, obviously there'd be like different rules that you'd have to follow when you're like going into film and like choreography and stuff like that.
Yes,
How do you
yes.
keep that up to date, fresh?
Um, there's a few different things that I personally do. So one of the things that keeps me fresh is if we delve in a little bit deeper into the martial arts, there are different styles. So stylistically, so for example, something very obvious would be like boxing and wrestling. One, is a full grappling art. One is a striking just of fists.
Mm,
Taekwondo is just purely a kicking, not purely, but mainly a kicking art.
yeah.
Judo is, so they're all stylistically different. So when we're able to mix stylistically your routine up, it keeps it fresh.
Mm,
So you're constantly, gaining skills and revising and refreshing stuff uh, all the time. So that's what I do. I'm very fortunate that I have a high ranking black belt in these systems and I also teach them. So between Muay Thai, do you know what Muay Thai is? Thai boxing and Muay Thai, Taekwondo, Hapkido, Pankration mixed martial arts, and Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and also traditional Japanese swordsmanship, the
oh,
samurai
vertical.
katana.
Yep.
Um, every day is different.
Mm,
And depending on, so for example, if I know that I have a specific role that I'm auditioning for, or if I have been casted for a specific role that I'm working towards, I will work a little bit more depending on what. So, for example, in the last one, I wanted to be in a little bit. I didn't need to do any action sequences in my last vertical, in the one previous before that, I did, and it was more
mhm.
kickboxing, boxing style. So I paid a little bit more emphasis to my Muay Thai because I knew that I was going to be moving around. I was going to be wearing gloves, and it's like a little bit more sort of show. In my last one, I didn't really have any action sequences, a bit more um, drama, and so. But I wanted to be in really good physical shape. And he was going to wear this beautiful suit. I wanted it to look perfect on me. So I increased my cardio. So I did a lot more heavy bag, skipping, stretching. And whilst I was doing this, I was working on my script, so on my dialogue. You know?
Yeah.
So I kind of improvise depending on what I've got coming up. Yeah, which
Mm,
which works for me and it keeps it
yeah.
fresh as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you could join the background of your martial arts with a vertical, what would
Mhm.
be that perfect storyline for you?
Um, I've got a few things in mind. Um,
Mhm.
I think when it comes to action, we don't need to be overly creative with, like too much, um, twists and turns with the storyline, because of the way that the action sequences bring the movie to life. So I would like to see something maybe with a little bit more espionage or maybe a bit more spy, James Bond style. Not so much James Bond, but sort of, like more spy style stuff.
Yeah.
Or I would like to see more gangster style,
Hmm.
mafia style, yakuza style, where you know um, there's someone involved, they're getting involved with the wrong things, and uh, we need to save this person. It's a question of so there's a bit of a love story, uh, a question of standing up for what's right and pushing away the bad element, but
Hmm.
nothing too overcomplicated because I think the style, the action, and the sort of presence of the martial arts and the action is something you look forward to. So, for example, I mentioned James Bond before, or I mentioned Jackie Chan. You would never watch one of their movies because of the storyline. You'd watch
Mm.
it because it's them.
Yeah.
So Does that make sense? So
Hmm.
I feel that with verticals, it would have the same approach. You would watch it because you know you're going to watch a kick-ass movie.
Yeah,
You're not really that you're not sort of that like for sure you want to know what the storyline is, but
but
it's
it's not the main
not.
focus.
That's right.
Yeah, you want to see the kick-ass action scenes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a bit of love, a love story, a revenge, or sort of, the action fight sequences,
Mm.
all of this stuff coming together. Because at the end of the day, we're all fighting for something.
Mm.
Maybe not physically,
No.
mentally, but
Yeah.
every day is a fight.
Hmm.
Sometimes to get out of bed is a fight. So
Hmm.
I think fighting is something can be misconstrued into always a physical aspect, but
Hmm.
it's the concept of overcoming that obstacle, And that's
Yeah.
what the beauty of action movies is. It's like,
Mm.
that's why the good guy always has to win because it's like, yes, I can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of action movies, I think the reason I love Rush Hour so much is because it's got action and comedy.
It's so good.
Yeah.
All three of them.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think two is my favorite.
Yeah, I like two as well. I like
Yeah.
two as well.
All right. Leading into the more vertical stuff now. Since kind of been like typecast into like a certain area,
Hmm.
how do you make those roles feel unique?
Um, well, I personally think that uh, to, to 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 pull off this sort of mafioso or gangster style, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino style roles. Look, I think I'm quite fortunate like that. I think it's also got to do with my cultural background, like as well. It plays a little bit of an aspect, the way that sort of you carry yourself, you dress, you speak, your mindset. I think all of this plays a crucial role. Um, some people may call it a little bit more old school style, but I like it. Um, and it's a little more natural for me to do so. So it's not something that I really particularly have to try to do. I just sort of be myself, and I think it's very fresh to vertical.
Mm.
It's something completely different because we're always taught to, well, not taught, but we're kind of always kind of like led to, overdo things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I'm not. I don't know exactly. I mean, I hope that this does take a positive turn for the verticals, and it allows that style to sort of filter through. But that's how I've kind of been sort of viewing myself into the vertical. But I'm not sure.
Yep,
I don't know how it will go.
yep. No, that's fair. Okay. What are some challenges that you face on set that others outside the field might not recognize?
Uh, so you're talking about specifically for verticals, right?
Just for no, just for you, just on set anywhere, really.
Okay, so again, on the challenges for me personally that I feel that others do not see is if we, especially when we're doing action sequences, I really don't think they understand the in-depth um, preparation, the safety aspects, and uh, how much work actually needs to go in to make sure that this, it kind of works well for everyone. A, from a safety perspective, B, to sell it to the audience, and D, to provide good technique and flow uh, following through with dialogue. Because usually there'll be dialogue prior or afterwards, or possibly in between. So
Mm.
I, I, I see it all the time. I was recently on set with, I'm not sure. Anyway, it was a gentleman who was supposed to be a very experienced fight choreographer, but yeah, again, it's something that needs. I personally think that other people don't see it. But, yeah. I get it. They want to push through. They need to finish the production,
Mm,
and these scenes just take up so much time. They take up
yeah,
a lot of time. You could be on set for 4 or 5 hours to pull out a 5-minute action sequence.
yeah.
And
And with
and you'd
verticals, you don't
probably
have that time.
no, you don't,
Yeah.
you don't, yeah. And this is the issue. So I see this quite often. Yeah.
Okay. All right. In both your like workplaces here, like film and your fighting stuff like that, what is the most valuable lesson you've learned from working in those industries?
Um. Okay. Well, I think I've learned different lessons from each. I think with my martial arts, one of the things that the key lessons that it has taught me has been to be self-reliant on everything that I may encounter, and to take responsibility for every decision that happens. So it's like playing chess. If I make a bad move or I make a wrong technique and you counter me, it's not necessarily your fault.
Mm,
It's my fault for not seeing it or not playing the right hand, you know.
yeah.
So sometimes this takes quite a few times to sort of learn and pick up on and get the right mind frame and heart for it. And it's also developed me. So one of the key aspects in martial arts is the connection, like at the high levels. So at some of the really, really high levels now, is the connection between mind, body, and spirit. That the adversary is always within. It's not outside. So the biggest opponent or adversary you're ever going to face in your life is always going to be yourself. It's not your opponent. Um, and it takes a long time to discover this. However, that's the biggest lesson that martial arts has taught me. And I think it's probably the most important lesson I've ever learned in my life. Um, However, in saying that, I've been doing it for all of my life as well. So
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why it's been also the most important. As far as film, I think with film, I think I would say one of the things that film has taught me is patience.
Mm, yep.
Whether it's being on set all day and waiting, or you know, being involved in projects and then due to lack of funds or one reason or another, they end up getting shelved and nothing comes to fruition. Um, Being patient with a plethora of people saying many things, but very few coming through.
Hmm.
So I think all of these attributes, and I think all actors and everyone that's acting and even crew can vouch for a lot of the same things. And then sometimes people can get a little bit bitter, but I think it's unnecessary once we develop the patient aspect. We're human beings. Sometimes things happen, sometimes things don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Okay. What's the funniest moment you've had on set so far?
Yes. Everything I do is so serious on set. So there's been a few, but the one that comes to mind again was on set with a couple of the lead actresses where so some of the words in dialogue that were
Hmm.
used in the last film were quite interesting. So we kind
Hmm.
of had this in joke happening all the time, with using specific words. So I'm not going to go too much into depth with it, but you know, it was kind of like interloping there between us.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot the name of it, but see, it must have been funny. Um,
Yeah.
I forgot the name of it, but you just did one with Anthony and Jessica and little Zara, yes?
Yes, that's right. So that just got released a couple of days ago. Oh,
Oh, oh,
yesterday or the day before.
I didn't even
Uh,
know that.
My Husband, the American Hero. Yeah,
That's the one. Yes, yes.
yes,
I've had an
yes, yes.
interview with Anthony and Zara, and
Yeah, they're
they're great. And Jessica.
wonderful.
So,
Anthony's an absolute legend, and Zara
mm,
is so beautiful. She's
yeah,
so gorgeous.
she's
All like
amazing.
the the cast on that production, like I honestly, they're all wonderful. Like
Mm,
Lana, Jessica. Jessica's amazing. I've worked with Jessica before. I've known her
she's
for a while.
lovely.
She
Yes.
she's the best.
Yeah.
Anthony's so good. He's so cool. Lovely guy.
Mm,
Catherine's wonderful. Yeah, they were all very good.
yeah.
Paul was great on it too. Really good. Like everyone on there was really good. And I want to give credit to Jessica and Catherine and Lana and all of them and Anthony. They really helped me a lot because this is very, the role that I played in this was very different to what we've been discussing thus far, right?
Mm,
So yeah, they really helped me a lot, and they were wonderful. They were great.
mm,
I really liked working with them. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't know them in a way of like the acting, but I've spoken to a lot of them and I love them too. They're amazing. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Agreed.
Okay. Which project has challenged you the most so far, and how did you grow from that experience?
So there was a project. This is going back a few years ago. It's a feature film production. It was during, you probably recall, where there was a whole bunch of film coming out with a zombie apocalypse.
Hmm.
Right. So this was during that craze,
Okay.
and we had been filming well over 8 months,
Wow.
almost 10 months into filming, and we had traveled quite extensively throughout New South Wales, especially in rural New South Wales, because we were
Mm,
capturing a lot of the jungle sort of style scenarios where there was this post-apocalyptic zombie sort of effect. Anyway, and we did quite a bit of filming also in the green room as well
yeah.
for effects and so forth. And I spent so much time, so much effort, so much choreography, so much preparation, and then after 12 months, they shut the production down,
Oh, okay.
and that was it was really sad. They had a financial and legal disagreement, and it didn't work out, and I was really that was it was just such a it was just such a shame. So
Mm,
to waste almost a year of
yeah.
all of this acting, and in between, not doing other certain projects and work, and
Mm,
you know in the end not being paid for any of this, and putting
yeah.
so much of your mind and body into this project, and then just nothing, was very disheartening in the beginning, but it was also a massive learning curve. And I think
Yeah.
this is why I mentioned patience before.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that made me. I did get a little angry and frustrated, but I kind of centered myself, and you learn and you grow from that. It is what
Mm,
it is. But yeah, that was a massive growth and learning curve for me. Yeah,
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 absolutely. I mean,
yeah,
I could see how that could have been completely gut-wrenching for everybody involved. And I could completely understand the frustration and anger.
yeah,
But unfortunately, I also know that every single thing you do has risk.
yeah. Absolutely.
Mm,
And it was just I was like one of the main leads in that, and
mm,
this was a chance for me, as we were discussing before, to showcase a lot of that
yeah,
choreography and martial arts, and you know put some of that stuff that I've been doing for so long on screen. This was
Yeah.
like a dream. It was
Yeah.
just like crushing in the end.
Oh,
But it is what it is. I mean, there
yeah.
have been other opportunities, and there will be further opportunities in the future as well.
Absolutely. We can't dwell on
Mm,
something that's not in our control.
absolutely, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. I have one more question for you.
Okay,
What does a good day on set look like for you?
a good day on set. Okay, so I think a good day on set for me personally would consist of everyone being in high spirits.
Hmm.
We could be anywhere. It
Yep.
doesn't matter whether we're in a small room or we're in, Hollywood studios. If everyone is of high spirits and, a nice positive motion of, you know, bringing that good energy, I think that's a great day on set.
Yeah.
The issue of a bad day on set is you can have the most beautiful decor and surroundings, but when there's ill will or bad intentions or someone doesn't want to play with the rest of the team, it brings everyone else down. So no matter how good the environment may be, I think that plays a key role.
Yeah.
So my opinion would be my fellow cast and crew members, when they're all in good spirits, we're not only going to have a great day, we're going to have a great film.
Hmm. Yep. It shows. It
Yeah.
definitely shows.
So that's what I would consider a good day on set. Yeah. For sure, you're going to get bad days, but we just try to have more good days than bad days.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like you kind of need somebody there that will pick up on that. Like if you're feeling down or, you're just not feeling right, you need someone there that can pick up on that and then just try to lift the spirits again and just get back on track.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yep. Perfect. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to have this interview with me today. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. My pleasure, Kathy. It was lovely to thank you for having me, and it was great
Anytime.
to be here with you. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day and I'll talk to you again very soon.
Thank you so much. All the best. We'll talk soon.
Thanks.
Bye.